Hi there, it's Dr. Joanna Ray, and I'm here with you for another episode of Financial Fridays. And in today's Financial Friday, we will be talking about the difference between being rich and being wealthy, or the concept of rich versus wealth. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with the concept of being rich. Usually this refers to something of a monetary value, or your actual numbers or your assets versus your liabilities, often calculated in something like a net worth. And this is just one way to conceptualize what we look at in terms of how we compare each other financially. However, when you think about something like wealth, it's a little bit more holistic, and it looks at things like your finances, yes, but also your well being and your overall fulfillment. So, wealth also encompasses things such as your wealth of experiences, not just your financial value in terms of numbers and cents. So, looking at something like your relationships or giving back to your community or your experiences in traveling and your loved ones and your friends and so on that build both your finances, yes, having a secure financial foundation, but also having a very rich and wealthy life in terms of various aspects that I just mentioned. And in looking at the difference between rich and wealth, we actually have to look at the concept of money. Money itself is just a tool. It is neither good nor evil, although many people often like to say things like money is the root of all evil and often have a negative association. And also, many people do have money traumas, which limit them in terms of their thinking towards money. But money itself is just a currency. It's an ebb and flow of energy in a sense. And nowadays, most times it is electronics. It's just numbers and digits going back and forth in your accounts. You can actually talk about the physical currency. Now, we also have things like cryptocurrencies, which are not tied to a fiat money, which is the backed money that we have, the currency. Well, many of the currencies are no longer backed, and actually that could be a topic of a future video if there's interest. And I would like to talk about the concept of gross national happiness. Money is not the only way that we can measure a value of a country, and in one country, which is Bhutan, they actually developed a gross national happiness index versus the general measurement of economic development in a country, which is gross domestic product. And in the case of Bhutan, they actually prioritize the gross national happiness over something like the GDP. So, there are many metrics that we can use to measure wealth, and many of those are qualitative, things that we can't attribute a number to, or, rather than quantitative, things that we can attribute a number to. But I recently did an exercise called Wheel of Life, and you can actually set a criteria or a numeric number to different qualities in your life, whether it be, yes, your finances, whether it be your career or your relationships or your learning or your physical health or your mental health and whatnot. So you can attribute, in a sense, if you develop a scale, a numeric value, and then you can actually try to progress towards a desired goal or metric. So there are ways that we can try to quantify these more qualitative aspects of life, and many of which are a component of the idea of wealth. And I just want to say, you can be rich in financial aspects and you can be very poor in social relationships and other things, such as being a part of your community and having life experiences. And, there are many, the classic story of Mr. Scrooge in the Christmas Carol is an example of someone who forsook, who forsaked, I'm not going to get this right, but someone like Mr. Scrooge in the Christmas Carol who actually for many years did not put a value on social relationships and family and friends until the three ghosts came and visited him, the ghosts of Christmas past. So, yeah, I don't know why that thought came up to my mind, but that was the very first example that I could think of. And, if you want to build wealth, I would say first thing that you should do is invest in your own personal growth. I'm a true believer of being a lifelong learner, and I'm always learning as much as possible, whether it be knowledge or skills And I do believe that personal growth and trying to be the best version of yourself is one way to be more fulfilled in life. Now, that's a personal value that I have because I truly do believe in the power of education and learning. However, if you believe in, for example, experiences, traveling or concerts or festivals, and those kind of things may be more right up your alley. I do also ascribe to the power of experiences, and I do try to minimize purchases of gifts, which are physical products, over experiences such as going to dinner together or spending some quality time together. And I think that is one thing in life that not only is more sustainable, but it's actually more soulful because you are putting money aside and you're looking at the quality of your relationships, which can build the wealth that you have in your social relationships. Okay, so I just want to leave you with the thought that true wealth is just not measured in monetary value. It's something that is more qualitative and that we can measure by your experiences, your knowledge, your skills, your social relationships, your value in the community, and so on. And to a certain extent, we need to shift our mindset from that of focusing on being rich to that of being wealthy. And that's it for today's Financial Friday. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to go ahead and invite you to watch my last video, which is Pay Yourself First, where you can learn how to save and invest before you actually spend your money. Thank you so much for watching.